Right, one of the most frequent questions I get asked when I'm taking classes and workshops is how do you do vibrato? So I thought I'd just make a wee short video with a few little tips that might help some of you out there if you're struggling a bit. I'm not saying this is the correct way to do it, but this is the way I was taught and it seems to work for me okay. So the main thing is that vibrato is a bit like this. So there's all different types. You can have slow vibrato, you can have fast, you can have vibrato that changes speed and intensity throughout one bow stroke. So it all just adds to the feel of the tune. Now the most common mistake that people make is trying to move their hand across the fiddle this way. So vibrato doesn't go that way, vibrato goes the same way down as the strings lie. So to explain that a bit, I'll put my hand on the string. Now the easiest way to learn vibrato is just with your first finger. So just put your first finger on the fleshy pad, just as if you're going to play a B on the A string. Now the most crucial thing is that you have short fingernails. If you have long fingernails you will not be able to do vibrato at all. The second most important thing is that your wrist and your hand are always very relaxed. If your hand tenses up like this, you won't be able to do vibrato and it will probably be quite painful as well. You don't want to grip the headstock so that all of your hand is like touching the headstock. You want there to be the least amount of fingers and hand touching the bit of wood here as you possibly can. So all it's touching in my case is my thumb is gently resting under the scroll just to hold the fiddle up, and my first finger is on the string, but no other part of my fingers or hands is touching the fiddle at all. So my wrist is away, it's not like this. You can't do vibrato like that, you must have your wrist back like that. And if you look, I don't know if you can see properly, the side of my hand here is away from the fiddle, it's not touching the fiddle or gripping the fiddle. And the reason you have to do that is your finger and hand needs room to move. If it's clamped to the fiddle really tight, then it won't be able to move at all. So now you've got your position right, you basically try and relax, put your finger on the fleshy pad, and all vibrato is a movement of the fleshy pad. So don't try and do anything fast. Put your finger on B and then just, without moving your finger, sliding it up and down the string, because that's not what vibrato is. You stay in the same place and you just pull your whole arm towards your face. So don't slide your hand, just pressure towards your face and then pressure back. So do you see my wrist, my hand, my wrist, my elbow, everything is moving as a one unit. Okay? That's all that vibrato is. It's just that fast. So I see lots of people doing this kind of thing. Your wrist should not be doing that. This is what vibrato looks like from the side fast. So it's a movement of my entire forearm. My biceps are not moving, but the movement's coming from my elbow all down my forearm into my hand. So if you look at the top of your finger and you just put the other finger on the top and do this, you'll see that there's a tiny, you can get the pad of your finger to just move tiny little millimetre backwards and forwards. That's all you need. So you just want to do that on the note. Just slight pressure towards your face and then slight pressure back. Start off really, really slowly. So doing it really, really slowly would sound like this. So you just hear the tiny, tiny little change of tone. That's all you need. And then all you do is try and stay as relaxed as possible. Remember all the tips, not gripping the fiddle hard, staying relaxed, and you just very gently try and make the movement a little bit faster. And the faster you get, the more it will sound like vibrato. Okay, I'll show you from another angle. And really slowly it would look like this. So there's no side to side, my elbow's not moving like that. There's no sliding up and down the neck. We're just staying in position and very gently pressure forward and back. So that's with the first finger. It's just exactly the same with the second and third fingers, and the fourth finger if you're really brave. What I find sometimes is easiest is if you're doing vibrato with the second finger, say we're doing it on a C sharp, so second finger on the A string. Sometimes it's much easier if you take your first finger off, so the only finger that's on the string is the second, and your thumb is holding the fiddle up here, and yet again there's a big gap down the side. So this is second finger. And again, same with third finger. Take the first finger and the second finger off, just let them gently kind of float in midair. And then vibrato can make lots of your tunes much, much nicer. I'll play the one that I just uploaded there. I'll try and play it with no vibrato at all, just a bit of it so you can see the difference. So this is a tune with no vibrato. And I'll do it this time with vibrato. You'll see that most of the notes I put vibrato on are the longer notes, because you just won't have time. If you're playing a reel, you won't have time to put vibrato in or anything, but it's just so nice in slow airs, especially for the longer notes. So here it is with vibrato. So hope that was helpful. Good luck, and let me know if you have any problems.